It's no secret that everyone has different financial goals and dreams for themselves. However, there are some common mistakes that far too many people make when it comes to their finances, and these mistakes can really hold them back in life. They end up living paycheck to paycheck and never saving any of their earnings. To help you avoid going down that road, I'm going to show you 8 of the most common middle-class money traps that are keeping people from achieving their financial goals. These traps are sneaky, but once you know what they are, it's easy to avoid them. So grab a pen and paper, and let's get started. Number 1, thinking you can get rich quick. Many people dream of becoming rich, but the sad truth is that very few people ever achieve true wealth. The reason for this is simple. Becoming rich takes time, patience, and hard work. While there are a handful of people who get lucky and become overnight millionaires, the vast majority of wealthy individuals have built their fortunes slowly over many years. So if you're thinking that you can get rich quickly, you're likely to be disappointed. Instead of chasing easy money, focus on developing useful skills and saving as much as you can. Over time, these habits will put you on the path to real wealth. Number 2, failing to invest. When it comes to investing your money, there are a lot of different strategies that you can choose from. Some people prefer to play it safe by investing in low-risk options like bonds or CDs. Others take a more aggressive approach, investing in stocks or other growth opportunities. However, one thing that all investors should agree on is that failing to invest your money is a mistake. The earlier you start investing, the more time your money has to grow. Even if you only invest a small amount each month, over time, those investments can add up to a significant sum of money. In addition, investing your money can help to diversify your portfolio and protect against inflation. So if you're not currently invested, now is the time to start. Failing to do so could cost you dearly in the long run. Number 3, buying too much house. Home ownership is a goal of many people. However, it's important to be realistic when considering how much house you can afford. Buying too much house can put a strain on your finances and quickly leave you house poor and with a limited ability to save for other goals. It can also make it difficult to keep up with repairs and maintenance, leaving you feel stuck in a never-ending cycle of debt. If you're not careful, buying too much house can end up becoming a major financial mistake. That's why it's important to consider all of the factors involved before making such a large purchase. By being mindful of the potential risks, you can avoid making a decision that you may later regret. Number 4, taking out a large car loan. Many people dream of owning their own car, but sometimes that dream comes with a hefty price tag. When considering a car purchase, it's important to think carefully about how you will finance the purchase. For some people, that means taking out a car loan. While there is nothing inherently wrong with this approach, it can become a problem if the loan is too large. A large car loan can be difficult to repay, especially if you experience a financial setback such as a job loss or a medical emergency. If you're not careful, you could find yourself struggling to make your payments and eventually facing repossession. For all of these reasons, it's generally advisable to avoid taking out a large car loan. If possible, it is better to buy a less expensive car or pay cash for a used vehicle. By doing so, you can avoid many of the financial pitfalls associated with car ownership. Number 5, not having an emergency fund. Emergencies happen. Whether it's a costly car repair, a medical bill, or a last-minute plane ticket home, life has a way of throwing us curveballs when we least expect it. That's why it's so important to have an emergency fund, a stash of cash set aside specifically for unexpected expenses. Without an emergency fund, you may be forced to put unexpected costs on a credit card and rack up expensive interest charges. Or even worse, you may have to take out a high-interest loan that will take months or even years to pay off. By having an emergency fund in place, you can avoid all of this financial stress and give yourself peace of mind, knowing that you're prepared for whatever comes your way. Number 6, working for less than you're worth. The problem with working for less than you're worth is that it's a slippery slope. Once you start devaluing your own labor, it becomes difficult to stop. If you're willing to work for less than you're worth today, then why not tomorrow and the next day? Before long, you find yourself in a situation where you're barely scraping by despite working long hours. What's more, working for less than you're worth can have a negative impact on your mental and physical health. Studies have shown that people who are underpaid are more likely to experience stress and anxiety, and they are also at greater risk for developing depression and other mental health disorders. In addition, working long hours for little pay can lead to physical exhaustion, which can take a toll on your long-term health. Number 7, going deeply into student debt. Students today are under more pressure than ever to succeed. They are told they need to get good grades, go to a good college, and land a good job, preferably one that will pay them enough to start paying off their student loans. The pressure to succeed can be so intense that some students are willing to take on massive amounts of debt in order to get a degree. Going deeply into student debt is a risky proposition, as it can take years to pay off the loans and the interest can add up quickly. However, for some students, the pressure to succeed is so great that they feel they have no other choice. Deeply indebted students often have to make sacrifices in other areas of their lives, such as putting off buying a home or starting a family. So if you're a student, be sure to weigh the risks and benefits of taking on student debt before making any decisions. Number 8, high interest debt. Carrying high interest debt, such as with a credit card, can be a major financial burden. Each month you're accruing interest and fees that can add up quickly. And if you're only making the minimum payments, it can take years to pay off your debt, and you'll end up paying much more than you originally borrowed. Additionally, carrying a high balance on your credit cards can negatively impact your credit score, making it much more difficult to get a loan or qualify for lower interest rates in the future. For these reasons, it's important to avoid using credit cards unless you're confident you can pay off the balance in full each month. If you find yourself struggling with high interest debt, there are a number of options available to help get you back on track, including consolidation loans and financial counseling. By taking steps to reduce your debt now, you can avoid costly mistakes in the future. That's all we have time for today. If you found this video helpful, then don't forget to like and subscribe so we know you want to see more of this type of content. Until next time, have a great day.